my creatives, and welcome to another video. So today I want to do a junk journal with me, and I have chosen this page to work on. Now this is a page from the Tim Holtz Wildflower paper pack, and I absolutely love it. So what to do with pages you really love, but you want to make them your own, but you don't want to take away from the page that is here. So what I thought I would do, because I have an idea. I don't know how this whole thing is going to look, but I have an idea. So I thought I really love this piece and I don't want to cover anything up. So I decided that I want to create a fold with a closure and a string. So I've chosen this Tim Holtz backdrops paper to create somewhat of a fold. But I don't want it to go over the page, so I'm going to make a slit here and tuck it in and put it on the back side. Now I will figure out everything on the back side on a later date. I'll also do this because it's a little bit bulky. So that is what I want to do. Then I would like to create a small pocket here on the bottom, because I don't want to, you know, cover up a lot, but I do want to create something of my own. And I thought it would be fun to create an identity card to go in here. Now these are the Tim Holtz journaling cards, and I think I want to use this one, and it has the perfect size to go in a pocket on this page. So I thought I would do that with one of the snapshots or photo booth, whatever. And to make it look a little bit more interesting, I thought I would use a die on the window or the flap part itself. So you have this little bit of peekaboo thing. Now I chose this paper because I thought it complemented this little botanical here. I don't know if I want to do any other decorating. I have no idea. But this is the plan, the first steps, or at least the idea. So let's start with the fold thingy. So I need a pencil and I need to make a mark. Because it doesn't fit on there like this, I will turn my paper, and I want to have it exactly the same size as this printed rectangle on here. So I'm just going to line it up with that, and then I'm going to make a little mark here so I know where to cut, and a little mark here so I know where to score, maybe a little bit bigger, and then I will cut off an extra piece. So let's do that together. I have my small scoreboard. I just got this and I'm so happy I did, because I only have a very big one, and it's super unhandy when filming and with small pieces, because I don't need the big one. So I'm very happy with this tiny or small scoreboard. Now first of all, let's cut this. Don't throw away your scrap. And then I need to score, and I can cut off another piece. I think, let's say you have half an inch of a glue strip, something like that. So you have enough space to fold it over and, you know, tuck it in. So now let's score or line here. I make this pencil mark here, so there's no measuring required. I just line it up with a score line, and now I'm just going to score from the bottom to the top. And we're going to fold this in. And the next very important thing is to cut off the corners of your paper, because we're going to slit it in a slit. It's much easier if you cut off the corners. Now do it until the score line and not past it. So now we have this door window thingy. Next up, I wanted to create somewhat of a peekaboo window kind of thing. And I have these Tim Holtz dies. Let's see what we would like. And I know they just cut, how do I say that? Cut away so they don't ruin my paper. I was thinking about maybe this one, but maybe this is a little bit, this swirly one is a bit too big for what I'm doing, or do I like it here? Or this smaller one with the flowers. Let's see. As you can see, I didn't think of this. I think I would like it like this because now it's on the top, and then maybe if we have the identity card photo peeking through this. So I'm going to place it here, and I'm going to run this through my die cutting machine. If I did that, when I did that, I will be back with you and we will do the next steps. So I put this through my die cutting machine. Let's see. I think this worked all right. Yes. Oh yes, I really love this. That looks great. I will remove all the other bits later on because you don't have to watch me do that. I think just make sure that the bits are out of your die cutted piece. Now I made sure while die cutting that I didn't die cut into my gluing strip. So now this is our window, and let's see if we put it on the page how it looks. Oh yes, I like this. Oh, this looks great. So now, because this has straight corners, I'm not going to round any corners, but I am going to ink. And I just bought myself the new scorched timber, and I would like to work with that on this project. And I have seen a lot of projects with it, and it's a beautiful, beautiful color. So let's see if it will compete with ground espresso for me. I think this is a little bit cooler than ground espresso, and I actually really, really like this. Also making sure that I am inking the score line here. And don't forget the inside, because we will see this. And I kept that in mind with the direction of the paper, how I would cut it. Oh, I love the color. It looks great. So now I also really would like to color this a bit, and maybe, I don't know, a bit here, grunching it up on the die cut part so it doesn't look so neat. And I just have a lazy way of doing this. And I think it looks grungy and nice. I don't feel like going in all of the pieces. Now I'm also going to ink around the edge of my page with scorched timber, so it is more cohesive. And then we have done these steps, and we can move on to making the slits. Yes. Oh, I love this color. Oh, it looks so good. Okay, next step. We are going to make the slit, and for that you will need a ruler and a knife and something underneath. So I will get a cutting mat. I have this tiny cheap one from Action. I'm just going to put that underneath to protect the page that is underneath. And I'm going to line my ruler up with the outside line of this paper and just make a slit. So now we have this, and if I'm right, I can slit this in here, and now we have our little gatefold. And because you have this strip here, it looks more like it's supposed to be there. So yeah, I think we are just going to glue this down already. I'm going to leave it in, and I'm just going to take some regular glue. Let's see if this is clogged, because it has been a little while since I've been in my craft room because I was sick and my voice was totally gone and I was coughing a lot, so I thought it was not nice to film. So if you hear a raspy voice, that is why. I think it took about 2.5 weeks to get somewhat of a regular voice again. So now let's flip this over. And I can open this as a little door. I love it, making sure it's lined up properly. Yes. Now, as you can see, it flips up, which I don't want. So I want to create a string closure with, you know, the 8s. So I need my circle punch, my 1-inch circle punch, and I am going to use this reinforcer punch to create another layer underneath so the string has more space. I'm going to use some brads. So let me get some paper that I want to use for this and my brads, and then I will be back. I went into my scrap box and I found this botanical scrap, and I thought it would look very cool on this page because we also had the botanical theme, but it's very flimsy book page. So I also found another scrap which is a little bit sturdier, so I'm going to create a couple of circles to stick them on top of each other. And I was thinking about this one, that would look cool. I didn't cut completely. Yes, now I have it. And do I want to use this or maybe this one? I think there's also going to be a brad inside it, so maybe a piece of this. Yeah. So I'm going to use this, and then I am going to cut 4 of these circles so I can stack them up to make it a little bit more sturdy. And I'm also going to cut 2 of these. Now this is a very unhandy punch, and it sometimes doesn't work properly. So I don't know if I would recommend this punch, but it is nice to create quick hole reinforcers. Yeah, that's good enough. So I will take my glue. And because you use the circle punch, all of them are exactly the same size. So the only thing you have to do is stack them properly. Now you could also use glue stick for this. Doesn't really matter. And of course I'm going to ink them with scorched timber. So that's one. Let that dry for a bit. Then this circle, you will never see the back sides of these, so it doesn't really matter which paper you use. And I thought, well, this is a little bit of a sturdier scrap, and I would prefer to use my scraps instead of taking a new piece of cardstock and create more scraps. That way, this is a piece of an old book that I found in the thrift store. So now we have our circles. So I think I want to have this one on here, and then this one here. And I'm going to take these hole reinforcer thingies and I'm going to stick them afterwards on the back side to raise them a little bit. Now let's do some inking. Oh, look at this beautiful color. Oh, this is great. Yes, absolutely great. Now I will let these dry for a little bit and I will pick up my brad and some string, and then I will come back and we will do the closure part. Okay, they are dryish, but I am too impatient, so I'm just going to continue. I have found two types of brands. I have this one with a screw thingy and some smaller ones, and I don't know if I want to have the big ones or the smaller ones yet because of the image and what we're doing. So I'm just going to figure that out as we go. Let's try. Well, first put it on my mat. This is a trick I do to try to put it somewhat in the middle. So I put it on my mat and then I eyeball the cross points. So I think about here. And because mine are still a bit wet, it moves a little bit, but it's okay. We will be fine. And then I will find about here the middle. I don't know, this is a way that helps me. I'm not always right, but most of the times it works out. Now I'm going to figure out where on this door thingy I want to have my closure, and I think here. So just let's put it here. And I need to stick my whole reinforcer underneath. This is why I waited, because, ooh, I don't know if you can see this, but because now I know where the hole is. And let's do that as well with the other one. I do feel a bit rusty again, because it has been 3 weeks or something since I filmed the video, because of my sickness. It was a very big cold. But you know, such is life. Yeah. Now, let's see. Do I want to have the big one or the small one? I can try this out. Doesn't really matter. I think this is pretty. It looks pretty big, right? So maybe I do want the smaller one. Oh yes. Yeah. I thought I wanted to have the big one, but you never know. So turning it over, moving the legs, and of course I need to do something on the back side to hide the legs, but we can do that. Making sure there's a bit of room here. Now on the other side, I'm going to eyeball if it's straight or not. I think I want to have it here. So now make a little mark and I see my point here. Now I can just lift up my page and make a hole. Like I said, I will figure out what to do with the back side of this page another day. But I sometimes think that's also the challenge, if you just, you know, poke things through, how you can cover them up again on another project. Yes. And now we do this. And I take a piece of masking tape to cover this one up. Oh, I forgot. I forgot the whole reinforcer. Or didn't I? I don't know. Welcome in my life where I forget constantly what I'm doing or if I did something. So a little piece of masking tape on this, and I will find something else to cover this up. I thought maybe a snapshot or something to, you know, that is a family picture or something like that. Now we need a bit of string. This is hemp cord, and I'm going to tie that around here, and I'm going to make a double knot like this. Do I want to keep it like this? I usually snip it off. Let's see. 1, 2. I think that is enough. I'm going to snip this off. I think I'm going to snip this a little bit shorter. So now the closure part is done, and now it doesn't flip-flop around in my journal, which I really like. So next up is the pocket on the inside, and I have this scrap piece left from, well, cutting off this paper, and I thought it would be nice to use this as the pocket, so the pattern on this side comes back on the inside. And how I go about this is I measure how big this is. So I need a piece of paper that is 3.5 inches plus 1 inch, because I want to have 1/2 inch gussets. So that means 4.5. I'm going to cut that. Now I take my scoreboard and I'm going to score at 1/2 inch. Turn around, 1/2 inch, and then also 1/2 inch on the bottom. So now we should have a pocket that fits. So let's try that out. Let's see. Oh yes, my score lines go perfectly on where I want them. And I only need a shallow pocket, but I do want to have the full width of this pocket, so that is why I made the gussets. So I could have the full width. Now with the pocket I did the score lines. You have these squares in here. Now you're going to do the same. Just cut until the cross point and angle it out so there's less bulk and you get a nicer stuck down pocket. Of course we need some inking, and I think I will not do anything else to this pocket. Do I? No, I'm going to leave it like this. So let's do some, because of course I also want to decorate the pocket, and I thought maybe about some labels, because I got the labels from Michelle from Junk Journal Studio days gone by. I thought they would look nice maybe on here. But the decorating for me always comes after I constructed everything. So this is the pocket. Now my journaling card, let's see, does it fit in here? It does. So that's perfect. And that is exactly why I wanted to have this pocket. So let's stick this down as well, because I know I want this. I usually do this in somewhat of baby steps, like the construction first or a certain part first, because that helps me to figure out the rest of what I want to do, or the decorations. I usually don't know how I want to decorate. It's the same with this page. I knew I wanted to create the window circle thingies with the acetate. And that was the only thing I knew. So I created that first, and then I just moved on and carried on with what I wanted to do. So now this is stuck on here. I also don't know if I want to add any other embellishments here or anything. I don't know. That's for me, the embellishment phase is something that comes later on. So this is the pocket for our identity card that I want to put in here, and then close it up like this. I also think I want to do some decorating here, but I also don't know what I want to do yet. So I was thinking about this card or the other one you already saw, well, why I like this card is because it has the lines. It says signature here and collect. I think it looks really great as an identity card, but it's pretty white. Here, you don't have anything like that, but it's more a grungy. And maybe this is a nice thing, but I was thinking about the stamping. Wouldn't be as clear, so maybe here. So I don't know. Maybe I do like the darker one because this is pretty white for my page. So let's see. Who are we going to create an identity card for? Do we want to have a small photograph or a bigger one? I do think this card lends itself for a bigger one. So this is the photo booth, I believe. This is Photomatic, so they're different sizes. So let's see. Who? Oh, I love her. She looks great. Should I just go with her? Or look for someone else? I always find this the most difficult. To find the person you want to use. No. I just go for her. She caught my eye. No, stop thinking. Because my brain straightly goes, yeah, but what if there's a perfect project to use her? I already would have forgotten that she exists. But, you know, that's how it goes with hoarders. So let's cut her out. I'm going to cut off the colored edges, and I just want to photograph. And of course we are going to do some grunging, because I love grunge. Yeah, I think she looks great here. So now I need to take my distress tool, wherever I put it. You don't need a distress tool. You can also just use your scissors. But I bought this and I thought it was cool. Just wanted to try it out. Sometimes it is a little bit more careful than your scissors, but I think in this case more destruction is better, right? So it doesn't really matter. But when you are a crafter for such a long time, you try out all the things. But I would not invest in something like this if you are just starting out. Just use the back of your scissors like this. And you also get a very nice distressed edge. So you don't need it. I would not have invested in this if I was just starting out. I'm going to destroy it a little bit more. Isn't that cool that we mimic these destroyed looks while other people only see that it's broken and we make it broken? I think it's so funny. So just a bit more. Now let's take some more scorched timber and ink up these edges. Oh, this is a beautiful color. I am very excited. I love it. The Distress Oxides are actually one of my favorite products because they are so versatile. You can create a very quick mixed media look, but you get also these beautiful inked edges. I love it. Now, of course, we also need to ink the journaling card. Wow, it's so beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. I think it's going to compete with ground espresso a lot. Maybe this is my new favorite color to use. Also going to do the back. I don't know what I want to do on the back, and I have to be honest, these cards of Tim Holtz aren't very sturdy, but I love the design on the back, so I'm not going to cover it up. I could always journal when I feel like journaling again, which is not the case at the moment. But you never know. You could always journal on the back. So, let's see. I want to have her here. Now, I am going to pick out some stamps to create the identity card with, and then I will be back with you. Okay, I went through my stamps and I have a bunch here. And I found this sample stamp set that's called Signatures from the Past. And it had this identification stamp in there, and that looks absolutely perfect on here. So I'm going to use that. Then we need something that represents, oh, it has signature here. It's too big, but I'm going to stamp it off. So let's see. It has this dotted line. So if we have the signature here, do we have a signature that will fit? A little bit of a girly signature. I also have sign here, which has smaller signatures. I think I like this bottom one. So this is usually how I do it. I just stack them on top of each other to see if I like it. So we have that one. Then we need something that looks like an address, and I have dates from the past here, and we have 107 Rue de la Chapelle, but that doesn't fit. So is there something else that looks like an address? Let's see. I also have one from Elizabeth Craft Designs, and this has an address here. Something in London. Yes. Then I also always like to add a number, and we need a date. I don't think I want to have the date from this. I love to have choice, but sometimes a real pain in the you know what to have this many choices. Do I want to have the 22nd of April 1890, and then the address, signature, and maybe an identification number. So let's see, what do we have? Choosing is not my best. I always get a little bit stressed out when I have choices. Let's see. I also really like this signature, but I think it doesn't fit on the line. Maybe Mr. Tim Holtz has something, a number. He has number, and do we need something else on here? Always get so quiet when I have to pick things, because I'm concentrating and looking what I would like to add. I don't know yet. Maybe you want to have the number here. I also have this one from Mr. Tim Holtz. Do I prefer this number? I think I do. And then maybe with a registration stamp. I think we had something, this was register in here. But I think, yes, registered. Let's see, registered and then the number. Yes. Then I think we need something there, but I'm not quite sure about that yet. And maybe we do need a stamp. So I'm going to look for a stamp and then I will be back. Like a real postage stamp. Okay, I found these two stamps. I think I want to have them there. But first of all, let's do some stamping. I just bought the Versafine Claire Fallen Leaves. And I think I want to stamp with that. So let's grab some stamping blocks and do a little bit of stamping. Now this is always the nerve-wracking part for me because yeah, so many things can go wrong. I will take a sip of my little drink. I just took some drinks from downstairs because I feel I still have a little bit of a sore throat. And then let's start stamping. Okay, with this I go from the bottom to the top because I have more control that way, and my stamps will stay on the same place as I wanted them to be. So let's be brave, please don't fall off, and stamp. Yes, that is one. Now I need to do my registered stamp. And I will move this aside because I know I want to have that there. So I can find the placement. Now this is the first time I'm going to use this particular stamp. And I'm going to put it here. Oh yes, I love it. That looks great. Now the signature one. And I know this one is too big. But that doesn't matter because I'm going to stamp it off. Hopefully the right way. Putting it on straight, that would be nice. This is a difficult stamp. Don't be so difficult. Okay, this is somewhat straight. I need something to put underneath. Let me take this piece of paper and I'm going to put that underneath here so I can stamp it off on the paper. So this is the signature one, which is on here completely crooked. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, straight enough. So now if my head goes into frame, I'm sorry. But I need to see if this is somewhat straight here. Yes. Straight enough. And I want to have the signature on top. So let's see here. Oh yes, that would look great. Stamp. I hope this went right. Yes, it did. Okay, good. Now the address, or should I will first do the identification. Stamping block that fits the stamp. No. Yes. Okay. I'm going to pull it a little bit towards me. I want that here. Yes. Then I wanted to have the date under it. So here is the date. Yes. And the address. Yeah. Okay. So now we have a little bit of space left. And I usually also really like to do the received or something filed, something with a circle. So let's close this up before I put everything inside it. This stamp, Tim Holtz stamp, Field Notes, has this received stamp, and it's one of my favorites, and I actually really like this. So I think I'm going to, no, I know, because I'm going to do it now. I'm going to stick down the stamps and the real postage stamps and the photograph. So let's see. Let's first do this one. They're both Italian stamps, I believe. So we have all kinds of nationalities on here. But I don't really mind. I go for the aesthetic. I don't really look if things are appropriate for a time or an era or anything. I just want to make something nice. Like this. Now, let's put on the photograph. It's fun to use a bigger one. This is the first big one that I'm using of the photos from Tim Holtz. So it's really fun to see how different that looks. To put her here. Maybe even fun if we would add an eyelet through here, like here in the corner. Yes. Then this received, and I usually do that in red. So I have this Archival Ink Vermilion, and it's the red that I use for this. Or do I want to have the other sample circle here? Sample also has a circle, this one. Maybe I want to put this here. And then the received over there, or filed. I also like to use the filed stamp from Mr. Tim Holtz. But I do think I want to have that one over there in some red. And this will not be a perfect stamp because of the raised bits. But that's all about the distressed look, right? So it doesn't have to be perfect. Let's see. Put that one here. Oh yeah, that looks great. I even think I want to put it over here. Like it's an identification seal, right? Very cool. Stamping it off a little bit. Then, is there something else we would like to add? I still have a little bit of space here. Sample, do you have anything for me that I would like to add in there? She usually has. So let's see. This is the other stamp set. This one, this is a new one, so I don't really know this one as well as the others. Or for me, at least, it's a new one. It's the received. Cool. If I would add the received like this. And then maybe in green. Let's just go for it. I don't know if I'm gonna like this. I never did this before, so let's see if I'm going to like this. If I don't, then I don't. So we have the received, and then I will learn from this. Oh no, I think it's cool. Oh yes, I think this is very, very cool. Okay, I'm very happy with this end result. Now I will clean up my stamps a little bit. This is the ID card we made, and then oh no, I want to do the eyelets. Yes. I'm going to do the eyelets. I'm taking my eyelets. I have my crocodile here, and I think we are going for this color or the black one. Let's do the black one. I never use these. So biggest setting on my crocodile and adding it here in the corner. Oh yeah, that would look great. Yes. Oh, that's perfect. I'm so excited. Perfect. Yes, the absolute finishing touch. Okay, now I'm going to clear off everything, and we will grab my journal and we will see where we stand with that. So here is my journal and the journaling card we made. So like I said, you can still journal on the back or do anything you want. I just keep it like this for now. And this will go in here. And if you close it up, you see her peeking through it. I think that is lovely. Now, I was thinking to put maybe a snapshot in here, also to cover up the bread, but you know, maybe somewhat of a family picture of her. I have both packs. I have not used them before. I don't know, there's a lot of choice, but let's see if we can find something that would fit. I think I need these smallest ones, so these bigger ones I can already tell they are not going to work because they are way too big. Oh, it's a big stack. This is also not going to fit. This one is with the two little boys. See, I love these. I just got these. Never bought them before. Does this fit? No, it does not. It would have been great for this particular page because then I could pretend that this is her holiday photograph or something like that. So let's see if we can find something else. Would really like to use one of these. Another stack of big ones, but I also think there are more smaller ones in here. Let's see. This would fit, but it doesn't fit her. Oh yes, of her and her little sister. Oh no, this holiday photograph. Okay, wait. Yes, this one doesn't fit. I think this one also doesn't fit. No. Okay, we have two choices I'm actually excited about. So we could put this photograph here as if it is her and her sister when they were younger, or this one that she is on a holiday with her friends. Maybe I do really like this one a lot better. So let's do the same process. I'm going to rough this photograph up, and that way we also covered up the bread on that side, which is very good because I don't want to see that. So roughing it up, grunching it up. I'm absolutely into grunge. and botanicals. Those are my two favorite things to work with at the moment. Yes. Going to tear off this corner. Let's see. Oh yeah, that would look great. Now, taking scorched timber to distress the edges. Such a beautiful color, which I already said a million times. But you know, I just saying what I'm thinking to all of you. Great. And it fits perfectly in the die here, which is also very nice. Now, do we want to add something else? I have some Tim Holtz washi. Does bring back these colors into here. But do I also want to have a label underneath? So here are Michelle, her labels from the Junk Journal Studio. Really, really love this one. But it's a bit big. Does it fit here? Then I would cover up most of the label. I do like it. I do really, really like this. And then a piece of the washi. Yes, we're going for it. Inking this up as well with a bit of scorched timber. Time for some glue. Swift decision making, Kyra. Because this is a process I can take hours and hours and hours if I'm just crafting on my own. So you guys always help me a little bit to just move on in my project and not stay with something forever. Because I can do that. To find the perfect piece or the perfect stamp, or I guess I'm not the only one with that. So I try when I'm filming to do some swift decision making. To challenge myself. Adding the photograph. This is turning out so much better than I thought it would. Yes. I like this. Then where is the washi tape? Here. Just a little piece. Here. Making sure I'm not putting it over my die. And maybe a little piece here on the bottom. Maybe later on some stamping, but let's first do some more decorating. I think a label would also look very nice here. Okay. What do we have? Do I like this? And then do we have maybe, or this one? Oh, I really like that one. Do I have something small to layer it with? Of course, because Michelle has also very, very tiny labels. She has big ones, tiny ones. Maybe this one on the front. Or this, ooh. No, not this one. Do we have a circle? No, I don't like this. Let's see. So much choice. This is one with a smaller number. No. This one. I think I like this. I think I like that a lot. Yes. Okay, scorched timber to the rescue. Because I need some inked up edges. Yes. And then this one. Then first I'm going to glue this small one on top of this label here on this space that is open. And that way I know exactly where to put it and I don't put this label too low or too high. Now sticking these on here. Really like this. I don't know if I want to do something else, but we will figure that out. The front. So let's close her up so it will be easier for me to work on the front cover. I found these and I thought maybe that would look cool. So this has a date. Oh yeah. Yeah. More scorched timber. I like it. I don't think I want to do anything else to the cover than this. But now it looks a little bit plain. So I do want to add something. So let's stick this down here. And this one underneath. I like to layer up labels. I don't know, it feels more finished. This feels a little bit naked to me, and if I add another label, it creates more depth for me at least, and then I feel like it's more finished. I don't know, maybe it's stupid, but that's how I feel. Yes, then next, do I want to add something else? I see a circle here, which intrigues me because it has the right color. Do I want to create a little, I don't know. Do I want to do something up there? I don't know. Okay, as you can see, I played around with some pieces. So what I took were the labels from Michelle, and I have this ephemera pack from Tim Holtz. It's called Field Notes, I believe. I just saw that in my stash and I thought, well, instead of stamping, let's try something out. And then I found this moth or butterfly, and it, I don't know, it just fit perfectly. So I just went on searching. Nothing is stuck down yet, but I'm looking at this, and I think it feels kind of complete. Some things just need some inking, so I will do that. Same for this one. This was in the Tim Holtz pack, and I don't know, it just finishes up that part. So I'm going to add a little bit of ink, and I'm sure I want to add this, so let's just stick it down. I think a lot of these pages, it's just trying out if you like something, or giving yourself the time to think about things and switch it up and change it. I mean, I thought I was going to stamp, and maybe I'm still going to stamp. I also know I want to have this here. I don't know. But this is the next step I found, and I just found some pieces I really liked on here. You know, just to embellish it a little bit more, makes it feel more finished. I know it felt a little bit blank still. So I think I like this here. And now I want to do the circle here on top, but I want to cut it off. And that is a trick I often use, is to overlap pieces from your page and cut them off. It gives a lot more depth to your project and a lot more dimension, and it looks a lot more intentional if it's cut off the page like it was already part of it. I'm also going to do the butterfly now. And It often helps to create a more cohesive collage. Also, don't be afraid to cut into your ephemera pieces, because your ephemera needs to work for you and not the other way around. So yeah, that's what I do. Sometimes it is a little bit, you know, anxious to do so, but we will go for it. Now, I have inked everything. I will start with this circle compass thingy. And I know I want to cut a piece off, but I also want to add enough glue, but not glue on everything. I can always add more glue. Now I wanted to layer this up with this label. These images are from Michelle from the Junk Journal Studio. So I want to have this here. And I'm going to add the butterfly from Mr. Tim Holtz. You can also cut them out or find digitals with butterflies. I think there are loads. This one is from Mr. Tim Holtz. Yes. Now with this little butterfly, because I like to have threes, I don't know, it just felt still a little bit plain over here. I will let this dry and then cut it off, by the way. So I was moving things around, and then I thought maybe it would look nice to have this one here, but then he's just on its own. So I found another label, which I'm going to layer behind him. And I'm making sure it's lining up with this image here. So no more thinking, just gluing. Also, remember, not all your pages can be a masterpiece, and it's not necessary at all. It's more about the process, and I often forget this as well, especially when I'm creating videos. I feel like I have to create some amazing piece of art that is perfect, but it never is perfect. So I try to remember myself of that as well. And then I'm going to put the moth butterfly here. So let's cut off this circle piece and maybe add a piece of tape here so the slit doesn't tear until the next time I'm going to work on this page. I already figured that I would cover this up completely. But I would not like it to tear. So just a little piece of tape so it doesn't move as much, and I can stick my fingers behind it. Scissors. And let's cut off this piece. Don't throw this away. At least I never do, because maybe I can use it somewhere else. Then a little bit more inking. See? Looks like it's more part of the page. Now we have our identification card inside. So it is time for the end result, because there's always a time where I need to decide it is done and stop working on it. So this is what we created today. The door opening with an identity card. Really love how this collage turned out. And if you open it up, you have this opening with an identity card. So this is what we created. Love this. I think this is one of my favorite identity cards that I have created. Super happy about this. Then you still have this beautiful piece of design paper from Mr. Tim Holtz. And then she has a beach photo of a vacation with her friends stuck on here, and her ID card, because I think maybe it's somewhat of a wallet thingy on this page. So she keeps her identity card here and a keepsake. So that was the video for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I think it's a pretty long one. Maybe I've edited out some pieces I don't know yet. But I hope you enjoyed this page and the creation of this, and that you found some inspiration for your own journal making and your own junk journal pages. So thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you all next time. Bye!